All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are just about to begin, and I'm going to check in with you first to make sure I'm coming in just right. Goldilocks, not too loud, not too soft. If I'm too loud, maybe turn your computer down because this is how I come. This is how I talk. I'm loud and I'm full of energy. I'm full of excitement. I'm full of what I've called MIE, motivation, inspiration, encouragement. It is one of my superpowers, and I want to ignite each and every one of you with an excitement for the year that is right around the corner. If any of you have ever tried to lose weight, you know that if you started to eat healthy today and work out, the results don't show up for a few weeks. It takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to be kind of dropping this in, the idea and the notion that let's be patient. But I want to also say that whatever transformation is on your heart, it has already begun. It began when you signed up for this webinar, for this replay. It began when you felt a little nudge to get curious about this whole idea of a 50 days challenge. What do you want to be challenged? I don't know. What do you want? What do you really, really want for you in your life? What do you want to experience? I want you to tether to that as we explore and get MIE and just spend some time together. We're in each other's energy. So, as we kind of go into this workshop and this webinar, let me begin with a question. Where are you from? Type it into the chat. I am in San Diego right now. Where are you from? I just want to show you, we're from all over the world. We had 150 people sign up for this. I imagine there'll be many people watching this webinar. So we're in Idaho, Seattle, Orange County, Maryland, California, Albuquerque. I love it. I've been a professor, a teacher, a speaker for many years, and have had students and people in my energy from all over the world. And it's just so beautiful. Sometimes we realize how small this world really is, right? It's big and small at the same time. Rosarito, DC, San Diego. Oh my goodness, I just love this. I love it. I love it. Well, Utah, Irvine, Orange County, Santa Clarita. But where are you from? They're like, oh my gosh, where's she going with this? Aren't we talking about our 50-day challenge and how we're going to transform our lives and manifest the life of our dreams? We're going to get there. But it starts with this foundation. Can you follow me with this train of thought? Where are you from? Where are we all really from? Earth. Yes. Heaven, the field, the cosmos. I don't know, a different planet. Montaka, I've been told. I'm a starseed from Montaka. All right. We don't know, but I do feel this. We all came from the same place, didn't we? We all came from the same place. And we're all going back to the same place. Right? So we're in this together. This is just something for you to consider as we go into this work today, and just this inspiration to go, oh my gosh, that's right. One of my favorite thought leaders in the world and inspiration and mentors is Ram Dass. And he said, we're all just walking each other home. And we really are. And how do we walk each other home? And how are we one on a day-to-day basis? Our energy. Because guess what? It's contagious. Did you know you're contagious? Because you are. And so I want you to imagine a world with me. And I've been thinking about this so much. Imagine a world where everybody wakes up, and then the first thing they do is express gratitude. That is energy going out into the world. It's the first thing they do. They express gratitude, and then they set intentions on how to be the best version of themselves. That's what they do every day. They're committed to working on themselves. They're committed to taking radical responsibility for themselves and their lives. They're not victims. They're not villains. They are just doing them. They're not out there fixing anybody. They're not even fixing themselves because they realize that they're perfect and beautiful just as they are. And perhaps they found some, what I like to call endearing qualities about themselves. And they say, I would love to expand in that area and to elevate my energy around that certain area, right? That's a whole different way of looking at growth, personal development. What used to be called self-help, we're putting self-help in the past. Guess what else we're putting in the past? 2024. So we're going to enter into 2025. Now, if any of you are waiting until 2025 to get off your butts, let's not do that. Because I want to go back to that analogy that I opened with, which is if you started to eat healthy and exercise, you're not going to see results in this 3D planet on your 3D body for a few weeks. So let's start working on what you want, manifesting what you want now. How about now? Do some things right now to prepare you for 2025. Don't wait. Don't say, I'm going to get lazy. I'm just going to go with it. And then January, I'm going to wake up and then get on the ball, because you're not going to start to see results or gain momentum until February or March, right? All right. I've been there. We all have those New Year's resolutions, and those New Year's resolutions are forgotten by February 1st. We don't want to have that. So why did I create this challenge? Why do I want to share this with you and have us work collectively, right? We all came from the same place. We're all going to the same place because there is really power in community and doing things together. So why this 50-day challenge? I'm going to share some stories with you. My lead manifestation coach, Randy's going to share a few stories with you on this work. We've both been in this work for years, and we've both seen the power of raising your frequency, raising your vibration, and engaging in the activities that are part of this upcoming 50 days challenge. The results are magical, miraculous, and in some cases unbelievable. But you got to do the work. You've got to commit yourself to do the work. You can't just do it once. It has to be consistent. And so I created this container because I know you, because I'm the same way. I'll join something, I'll do it for 2 or 3 days, and then as long as nobody's watching, I might not finish it, right? But when I join a group, and then I have accountability partners, and I know that we're doing this together. They're counting on me. I'm counting on them. There's a little bit more stickiness to that, isn't it? And so I really created this challenge for myself. I wanted to do the 75 hard, and I thought, well, the 75 hard challenge is great, but there's not a whole lot of spirituality to it. If you have ever looked at the 75 hard or considered it, there's incredible results. People do before and after photos, they lose weight, they get ripped, they report so many crazy, amazing transformations. Where's the depth to that? And where is the 75 hard that makes the planet a better place to live? How many of you like to leave a place better than when you got there? Well, you have that opportunity. And the way you do it is by working on you, not on anybody else, not fixing anybody else. It's like going in. If you work on yourself and you raise your frequency, you're contagious. Other people can't help but pick up your frequency. Have you ever been around somebody that they're just so pumped up? You might even be annoyed at first. You're like, oh my gosh, they're so positive and energetic, like it's a little annoying. But after a while, you can't help yourself but catch it. Years ago, I've been teaching fitness classes for years and years and years. And I was doing a continuing education class, and the instructor teaching the class on a spin bike got up and he was super enthusiastic. And I wasn't so enthusiastic that morning. And I woke up, I was kind of like, eh. And he said, okay, everybody get on your bikes and we're going to play some Britney. And he was referring to Britney Spears. And at that time, I could not stand Britney Spears. So I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I was not going to like this whole ride that he was taking us on. So I was fighting it too. I was like, I am not going to bounce and get excited about this Britney Spears song. You are not going to do it to me. And so he was up there and he was so enthusiastic. He loved this song so much. The Britney Spears song, it didn't matter how much I tried to fight it. I caught myself bouncing on the bike. I caught myself starting to sing the song. Next thing you know, I'm loving this song. I'm almost having tears as I'm finishing the song. I'm so pumped up and energized from this one person's energy. I went to my car during the break and I bought 2 Britney Spears songs, and I play Britney Spears songs quite often, all from this one enthusiastic person, okay? So you are contagious. In which way do you want to be contagious? In which way? So what I want to do is we are going to share with you the 50-day program that's coming up. It starts January 6th. If you want to transform your life, this program will absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, transform your life. And I will give you all the details today, all the ways to sign up. Wouldn't it be awesome if everybody on this call signed up together? And we started January 6th, and by the end of February, our lives are unimaginable. 50 days is enough time for you to have significant results, for you to see miracles, have magic, and major transformations, especially if you follow the challenge. That's why it's called a challenge. It's the perfect challenge. I opened this webinar by saying, I want my voice to be Goldilocks, not too loud, not too soft, just right. In this program, I've been designing programs. This is the best program I've ever created. Bar none, bar none. How many of you have been in any of my programs before? This is by far the best program I've created in terms of taking somebody to their best life. That's what I've been committed to, helping people achieve and actualize and manifest their best lives my whole life. So I wanted to do this frequency challenge. I do many of these things. I'm going to have a little confession with you. Have I done all of these things as it's set up in the challenge? Not yet. I'd love to do them with you. I've done all of these things. Have I done them all in what I call like a flow state stack? Meaning there are 7 checkpoints. There's 7 things that we'll do every day together. And let's look at it. Let's look at that. We're going to do 7 things together. And why am I showing you this? Because maybe some of you are like, oh, I don't want to join the challenge. I hope you will. I want you to. If you don't, and I shared in my advertisement for this webinar that I will give you something that you can go home with to make yourself a higher frequency and therefore attract higher frequency things. The things that you want exist, they're yours. You do these things, these 7 things every day, and I promise you, you will shorten the time frame that those things that you desire manifest. So let me just share this with you real quick. Eat healthy. Can you guys eat healthy? How many of you eat healthy already? Type into the chat. Yes, I got that down. I eat healthy. This isn't strict. A healthy diet, the thing that's strict, no intoxicants, no alcohol for 50 days, no microdosing for 50 days. Let's see what you got. Let's raise your level of consciousness for 50 days. Let's get you connected, okay, to source, where you come from. Healthy eating, which includes no alcohol for 50 days. Journaling, 50 days. Many of you are like, I do that all day. Okay, East, I got this. That's easy. Give appreciation. How many of you give appreciation every day? Real appreciation, not like thanks, like, hey, thank you for always smiling. I love your smile. Or reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, you know, when you came over and helped me move, I just want you to know that meant a lot to me. How many of we do that? So what if you did that every day? 10 minutes of connection, connecting to where you're from, source, God, the creator, the field, your higher self, your angels. I like to summarize all that by calling it upper management. 10 minutes of that. 2 30-minute workouts. Why? Why the workouts? Because for you to hold more energy And a higher frequency, your physical 3D body needs to be stronger. Why do you think yoga was created? Yoga wasn't for Viore and Lululemon to sell fitness clothing. Yoga isn't really even exercise. Yoga is a practice to get your body in tuned in a physical condition to hold higher frequencies and energies. So that's part of the challenge. 2, the 30-minute workouts, 10 pages of personal growth. You read 10 pages of personal growth content, or you can listen to an audiobook. 30 minutes is about 10 pages every day. Could you imagine that that's what you're consuming rather than comparing yourself to others on social media? And then I have a frequency assignment every day. I have something that's very easy. Most often it's a reflection. It's something in your journal, in this journal, and it's different every day to raise your frequency. Because when you raise your frequency, you become a frequential match to your desires. So what do you desire? What do you want? Type it in the chat. Be bold, be brave, go for it. Do you want more money? Do you want the love of your life, soulmate, a partner? Do you want babies? Do you want a new job? Do you want clarity? I remember times in my life where I'm like, I just want to know what I want to do because I allowed everybody to project onto myself. Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to lose weight? What is it? Do you want a bigger house? What is it? Sometimes we filter what we want because we say to ourselves, I shouldn't want that. This program addresses that because what you want is already yours. You would not be given a dream, a desire, a wish, a hope, if you weren't also given the ability to manifest it and create it. You see, I believe with every fiber of my being, we are co-creators with upper management. We are co-creators with them. Years ago, I had wanted to do an Ironman, and I thought, ooh, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to do an Ironman. I'd really like to do that one day to experience what that's like. And if any of you are in that realm, it used to be very difficult to get into an Ironman. You had to sign up a year in advance and all of these things. But I put it out there as a dream and a desire. And I started to verbalize it to a few people that one day I want to do an Ironman. And about a month or 2 later, I got a phone call from a friend of mine that said, hey, Ys, you mentioned that you wanted to do an Ironman. And I want to let you know that I'm the acupuncturist for the USAT. And one of the people on the team injured themselves and cannot do the upcoming Ironman in Arizona. Would you like his spot? He'd like to sell it to you. This was when you could buy somebody's spot. And I said, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what I wanted. I manifested it. I got scared, almost pushed it away. I said, okay, when is it? He said 4 months from now. Oh my goodness. So I did it. Okay. This story isn't about me and Ironman. This story is whatever you want, you will get as long as you don't resist it, as long as you don't try to control it, and as long as you are open to believing that it's possible. And also, don't be attached to how it comes to you. Because to me, I didn't think 4 months was enough time for me. So I could easily have said, oh, I don't have enough time. That's only 4 months. Again, what I'm trying to say is that your manifestations are going to come in ways that you cannot control, but they're going to come, right? And I'm going to share 2 other ones. And then I want Randy to share a manifestation story. Randy Rankin is here. She is my lead manifestation coach. And she is going to offer to any of you, if you want to hop on a call with her and talk about manifestation, she will do that. She's doing 15-minute discovery calls. If you want to talk to her about this program, like, I don't know, is this program for me? Randy's your girl. She is your #1 manifestation coach. You see this? I didn't even have boyfriends at one point, right? I lived in San Diego and I used to have that belief like there's no good men in the world. Like, no, that's not true. I live in Man Diego. There are tons of good guys in this world. And the minute I started to shift my frequency around that, right? I manifested my awesome partner, life partner, such an amazing higher frequency human being into my life. Mwah, I love him. And then we wanted to have babies, and that wasn't happening as fast as I had hoped. I had the babies on my vision board for years and years and years. And there are two children in here. Those manifested. Did they manifest exactly the way I wanted? No, we used IVF. IVF was super expensive. So I'm in my practice, my private practice, and the IVF physician tells us it's going to be about $50,000 to $100,000 for your IVF, and we better get started on this. So in my office, I sat in connection, prayer, and this manifestation of that desire of wanting children and the belief and the faith that the money for that IVF would show up. Within weeks, coincidentally, I was introduced to an insurance company that would pay $385 per session for patients to come see me. And next thing you know, I had $50,000 saved in about 2 months. This is how the universe works to conspire to bring you your dreams and your desires. You put them out there, right? Like if you order Amazon, you're like, yeah, it's coming, right? Or if you're at a restaurant and you order your food, you're not constantly asking, when's it coming? When's it coming? You're like, yeah, it's coming, right? Okay, what you want is coming. So, what are your true desires? What do you really want? Do you believe that you can have it? That can hold people up quite a bit. Like, I really want this, but I don't believe I can have it. You can have it. You can have it. Randy, do you want to share? I would love for you to share a couple of your manifestation stories around this whole idea of like, I can't believe it, but it happened once you raised your frequency and you did the work that's part of this 50-day challenge.
Well, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my story. When I first kind of heard about this concept, I was kind of a little skeptical because I had always lived my life thinking you need to work hard, you need to, work harder than everybody to get anything you wanted, and just climb that ladder takes. Climbing the corporate ladder takes a lot of encouragement. So my history is I was a nurse for 17 years. And I climbed the local hospital that I worked at in Ontario, pretty much as far as I could. I was in more of a middle management job, and I was just desperately missing time with my children. When you get a corporate position, they want you to be answering the phone all the time and coming in and, doing extras all the time without the extra pay. So I was, really tied to the job and thinking, how am I going to be able to find more time with my kids? And I've got two daughters. I'm a single mom, and I just really, my heart wasn't in it. And I started, getting into manifestation and just thinking, what would I love? And I thought I would love to just have more time with my girls. And I know these are precious years, and I just want to have more time with them. But, being a single mom, I also had that, oh my gosh, I need to provide. I have to, make a paycheck. Well, there's other ways to make a paycheck. So little did I know, I started, thinking when I was going into work, I really just don't want to be here. I want to be, you know, uh, taking my kids to their school plays, or volunteering for a Christmas dinner and things like that, but I just couldn't do it because of my job demands. Well, in Ontario, healthcare is a little different than in the States, and it's all government funded. And we had ended up, after COVID and everything, we had a huge deficit at our hospital. And they started saying, oh, people are going to get laid off. There's going to be cuts. It's always cuts with middle management and frontline staff. And lo and behold, I didn't even want to be there anymore. And I was lucky enough to get laid off. And not only did I get laid off, but I got a huge separation or settlement to leave the company. So here, I didn't even want to be here. And all of a sudden, I got this gift of a year and a half paid to be home with my children. So I'm just, every day I pinch myself. I cannot believe, I just started thinking of what else I could do. What would I love? And all of a sudden the universe just opened up for this great opportunity. Now don't get me wrong, my confidence was a little bit like, oh, what happened? It was pure budgetary, and it was a total manifestation because I didn't want to be there. And here I got gifted, a huge settlement to leave and to do what I want to do. And now I'm home with my kids. I'm, the first one the teacher calls when they need a volunteer. I'm present. My daughters, the relationship with my daughters has improved so much. I am there for them. They're coming to me. They absolutely love me being home. And, so many other things have happened. I said I wanted to redo my basement. Well, I started thinking, how am I going to pay for this basement? What's going to happen? Well, lo and behold, there's now all these floods that happen because of climate change and things. Well, my basement flooded one day, and guess what? I got a whole new basement covered and paid for. So now I have this beautiful basement downstairs, and I literally was just thinking I would love a new basement, and really focusing my attention on what would my basement look like, and what the kids' rooms look like, and what would the bathroom look like. And I kind of had a vision, and I would, take things off Pinterest and things. And then all of a sudden the universe found a way for it to happen. And now I have this beautiful brand new basement that I didn't even pay for. Yeah, so just things like that are happening every day. Like, I got a car bill. It was supposed to be $5,000 or $6,000. It ended up being 1,500. Like, just things are just happening. And it's like every day I'm just like, what's going to happen today? It's like I'm almost in like a sense of excitement. Like, how am I going to get blessed today? And this works. And I was skeptical. I come from a healthcare background. I want to see the evidence of everything. But, if you can just, stop resisting and just, start living in that it's happening, it's going to happen for me. Look at what happens. Like, my life, more than the monetary gains that I've made, has changed for the better. Like, I don't even know where I would be without finding this material, in a even in a like a mental capacity. Like, it's just helped me so much, and people are now drawn to me. Like, in my community I have, single moms, not even single moms, people who have been through trauma. I lost my mom at a young age, and people come to me and they say, how did you get through these things? And I just feel like it's because I've raised my frequency and my vibration, and people are coming out of the woodwork. I started teaching yoga, and I never had time to teach yoga. And this just all kind of came out organically. My friend was hiring, and here I've been a yoga teacher for 15 years, and I never actually taught yoga. I just didn't have time. I did it for myself. Well, now I'm teaching yoga, and my classes are full every week. Like, there's a wait list. People want to come into my energy, and it's just all happening for me. And it's like, all I've been doing is just thinking from a play kind of state of mind, and what would I love, and just following through the process.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I just really think, if you have, the means to get into this energy, you have to do it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I love that. What she just described is a co-creation. You still have to do the work. There's a little bit of work. You're co-creating with the higher powers that are out there, God, source, create. You're co-creating. And this upcoming 50-day challenge, what's in it are the tools to help you to not just co-create or manifest your dreams once, but over and over, and then and so on, and even higher and grander. And it's like, how high can you go? There is no limit. It's unlimited, and it's infinity exponentially. It's amazing. It's magical, and it's contagious, and it's such an amazing energy. So she also talked, if you notice how Randy speaks, her language, she talks about, I would really love this. You notice Randy's not complaining about anything. She's not talking about what she doesn't want. She's really tethered to what she does want, what she would love. And that's part of a way for you to raise your frequency right there. I want to show you this workbook comes with the program. This workbook, like, you sign up for the program, I'm shipping out these workbooks. So you will have this workbook, and every day this workbook you follow the workbook. It has everything in there. I want to show you one of the pages from the workbook because this page summarizes the high frequency activities that we're going to do in the program. So take a look at this. And I'm saying this on purpose because some of you maybe just came for some MIE and some ideas for 2025. And I want you to go home with something, okay? You will go home with something, but not my desktop. Okay. These are so 50 days, 7 weeks. It's so easy. It's so doable. And of course you can do this. Of course you can do this. Week 1 is awareness. We look at awareness, but the second one is leveling up your language. What your language is creating your reality, right? If I say there are no good guys in the world, then I'm right. There are no good guys, and I'm not going to meet any good guys. But if I say, oh my gosh, there's totally good guys. I live in San Diego. Good guys are all over the place. And I will find the perfect partner for me to build a future with and have a family with. Of course I will, right? It's choosing your language and being intentional with your language. But first, it starts with awareness and figuring out what language you're using on a habitual basis. So we're going to level up your language. We're going to raise your language frequency, the terms you use, identity shifting. Think about that thing that you want. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a mom. I want to be in love and be married. Well, who do you have to be today to be that partner in a marriage? What? Yes. In order to manifest these things, you act today as if the wish is fulfilled and you act in that identity. That's why I'm saying don't wait till January 15th to get off your butt and start getting motivated for 2025. Get motivated now. Get excited. Start putting your intentions, start putting some action forward now. Are there things you want to accomplish in 2025? Start doing even baby small steps for them now, today, right now. So identity shifting, creating space for the new. We're going to look at what doesn't serve you in all the areas of your life. And we're going to gently, lovingly, appreciatively release those things. Nature abhors a vacuum. So when we get rid of the things that no longer serve us, we welcome in the things that do. But notice that purging process is halfway through because I want you to raise your frequency so that you can see even more some of the things that don't serve you so that you can attract in higher frequency, higher vibrational things into your life. We're going to talk about expansion, rewriting your stories, and manifesting from a higher frequency. You're going to be manifesting throughout this whole process. In fact, my friends, you're manifesting right now. Right now, we are always manifesting. You can't stop it. It's a universal law. It's a cosmic law. You're always manifesting. You're always co-creating with the creator, with source. And oftentimes, many of us co-create subconsciously. Unconsciously. We don't even know what we're creating. We just know we don't like this, we don't like that. So I would love each and every one of you to not only manifest what you wrote down in this chat or is written on your heart. I want you to go beyond that. There's something about manifesting a big dream of yours and then saying, what's next? It's crazy. Like my lifelong dream was to have a family. I have the most beautiful family. Does it mean I don't go through periods of growth? No. I'm very grateful for my growth periods. I've had several growth periods in my life, and I know I will have more growth periods. When they come, I realize that my growth periods, also known as challenges, also known as, whatever you might want to call it with low frequency words, they're there to serve me. I believe that with every fiber of my being. Now, did that belief come overnight? No. Like Randy shared, sometimes that belief has to be curated. That belief has to be nurtured. It's not instinctual. Maybe it was when you're first born. Think about children. They're born, they believe anything is possible. And then all this programming happens. And the next thing you know, they don't believe in themselves. They don't have the confidence. They don't believe it's possible. Well, we're going to release all of that programming that doesn't serve you and tether you to your real, um, gifts, like the real truth that you do deserve and you are able to manifest and create the life of your dreams, the life of your dreams. So now let me share a little bit more about the program because maybe some of you, how many of you are interested? How many of you are like, this program sounds amazing? The program is not too difficult and it's not too easy. It's going to challenge you. It's 50 days. For 50 days, you do all of these things. If you miss a day, oh, East, I missed a day, you start over. It has to be 50 days in a row. That's the way it builds. It's tiny habits consistently done over time. Your life will be beyond your imagination at this point in time. You join this program, and I promise you, on February, if you follow this program on February, you will be reporting manifestation and miracles that you can't even imagine right now. Things will open up. And it starts with you doing the work and using these tools. My husband and I have a rental property and it wasn't renting. And we had property managers that were subpar. They just weren't the greatest property managers. And I was very disappointed in them. And I caught myself saying, gosh, of course they're not going to find anybody for us. Of course they're not going to pick up the phone. And I said, whoa, look what I'm doing to myself. I said, no. We're going to find a better property manager. We're going to find one. So I emailed a few people. Do you know any property managers in the area? I found one. And then I thought, ooh, that the existing property manager is not going to let us out. And I said, no, they are. They are going to let us out. Of course, they're going to let us out. I'm using these words because I want you to take this tool with you after this webinar. How do you use the words of course? Of course, I can't run a marathon. Of course, I'm going to be late. Of course, I'm not going to get the job. Or are you using it in a true, beautiful, high frequency co-creation way? Of course, I'm going to get the job. And if I don't, there's something better coming. Of course, I'm going to fall in love. Of course, I'm going to lose the weight, make the money, right? So how are you using the words of course? So I started to say the words of course. Of course, they're going to let us out. Of course, we're going to find a great property manager. It wasn't even 2 weeks from me starting to repractice this because we fall off track that the property managers let us out early without any penalty. We found an amazing property manager who found us a tenant in 4 days. I'm not making any of this stuff up. I'm sharing with you what's possible. And there's, I'm sure, even more possible. So the 50 Days to a Higher Frequency Challenge is 7 weeks. Every week we focus our attention, our co-creative attention on a different area of life, which I showed you those 7 week, the awareness, the watching your language and so forth. You do the journaling. It's super easy. And the program, this program is an inaugural launch. It's the first time I've launched it. And so we are going to be meeting 5 times on Zoom. We're going to meet to kick it off. And then I have all of the details, which I'm going to email you. January 6th, we're going to kick it off. January 13th, we're going to have a check-in. We'll have a Zoom call with everybody. So there'll be accountability. January 27th, we'll meet again. February 10th, we'll meet again. Basically, every couple weeks, we're going to meet again. February 24th, we're going to meet to celebrate and discuss. So you are fully supported by me and Randy through this whole 50 days. Like, I love how Randy speaks about being in this energy. You're in this energy. It's infectious. You will be successful because we're all going to be collectively together to make sure that you're successful. It is 50 days finishers, people that finish. I have a special gift, a very high frequency gift for finishers. So everybody that finishes will get a gift mailed to them. When you sign up for this challenge, I have a bunch of these books. I'm going to mail them out to you. And so I need you to sign up ASAP so that the book can get to you before we start the challenge, which is January 6th, which means I will most likely cut off the registration on December 27th so I can get these books out to you. All right. What Randy is typing into the chat is her availability. She has made herself available for a 15-minute discovery call if you want to talk to her about this work, about this challenge, anything. Talk about your reservations, talk about whatever. She's here to support you and handhold you through this, because I know sometimes it's scary. It's like, I don't know. And you guys don't even really know the whole thing. You're like, well, what am I signing up for? Well, I'm just sharing it with you. You have all the support. Okay. So Randy's there. She has her Calendly. I will put that into the chat, the follow-up. Let me, what else does it come with? So all of those Zoom calls, you're going to get the workbook mailed to you. There is a pre and post assessment. So we're going to kind of draw a line in the sand and measure like how are we right now? And then we're going to objectively measure after the 50 days, because if you're like me, I love data. And I love to absolutely subjectively, you're going to feel better. Absolutely. For those of you that decide to commit yourself to you and join this program, your transformation begins right now. And for those that don't decide, you're still transforming. You cannot help but be infected by this. There have been so many seeds planted in you right now that I am very confident that you're going to leave here with a higher frequency. So you want different things in 2025. It starts with you doing you committing yourself to you. Watch this language shift. I really want 2025 to be better than 2024. Versus, I am committed to 2025 being better than 2024. I'm committed to it, which means I'm going to do whatever it takes, right? Which means the hard work, the shifting my beliefs, putting in, doing the things that have been proven to deliver you to breakthroughs and manifesting the things that you desire. I promise you. So we have those calls. So what do you get if you join this program? What do you get? You know what you really get? You get a life beyond your dreams. That's what you get. The journal is just an added bonus. Randy and I being available on Zoom, just an added bonus. But you really get the life you've always wanted now, sooner than later. Don't put this off. Do not put this off. So the program, maybe some of you, I'm a little psychic. Well, how much is it? How much is it? The investment, $24.95 is the investment. $29.50. However, because this is the inaugural launch, we are offering January 6th, $1,111. $1,111. Why? Why all those ones? 1 is new beginnings. 11 is a magic angel number. If you see 1111, if you've seen 1111, it's a sign. If you see 1111 after this, it's a sign. 1111 is a beautiful frequency. It's a vibration. 50 days, 5 vibrates the frequency of change and transformation. How many of you know that you need a change, that a change is what is required, a major shift? And that's why the challenge, because I want to hold you accountable. I want to hold a container for that. I want to kickstart you into that new trajectory. And if we're left to our own devices, sometimes we don't do it. So we're here collectively to do it. So this is the website to sign up for it. It's normally $29.50. For this one in January, it's $11.11. I'm going to tell you something. You hold me accountable to this. After January, if I run this live ever again, it's $29.50. You can hold me to that. The recording will be $11.11 because I'm raising the frequency. You're raising the frequency with me. You're coming with me. You are worth an $11.11. You're worth way more than that. This program is invaluable to what is going to manifest in your life, internally, externally. So if you win and if you are ready, here is the sign up. I'm putting it in the chat. Oops, I want to put this to everybody. So here's the sign up page. If any of you are on the fence or you're like, I want to do it, just do it. Do it now. Start this going. Start your transformation. I'll be shipping your book out. You can start getting into it. And we're going to meet on January 6th and start this process. This gives you a couple weeks to be naughty. This gives you a couple weeks to go and get everything out of your system. And then we're going to hold a high frequency for 50 days, because when you do that, it will not even be difficult or challenging or hard for you to continue, because you'll just feel amazing. You really will. It'll just become second nature. That's why it's not 20 days. That's why it's not 14. It's not 75. Many people give up around 50. That's why I said it's not too difficult. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. It's just right. It's just right. This was divinely downloaded to me from where we came from. Source said, East, I want you to run this challenge. All right. That's what I do. I listen. Okay, I'll do that. So what do you want? Who do you want to be? You get to co-create that. You can do it with us. You can do it on your own. We've given you some tools to use, which would be, first of all, start looking at your language, becoming aware of what you're speaking over your life. Are you arguing for your limitations? I could never run a marathon. I could never make $1 million. You're right. I could totally run a marathon. You're right. Oprah Winfrey ran a marathon. I could totally make millions of dollars. Making millions of dollars is easy. What? Yeah. Yeah. It's easy. It's because you're saying that. That exists. So come with me, come with us on this journey together. There is this great, I want to share this video. I have a couple things and then we're leaving. You can start scheduling time with Randy. She's made herself available for questions and inquiry into the program. And I definitely want to show you this video of trampolines. You're like, oh my gosh, she is all over the place. When one person jumps on a trampoline, it can only go so high. When other people jump with each other on the trampoline, it's a compounding effect. You want to do this program
Hi
with
there. How's
people.
it going?
Who's
I'm
that? Oh,
good.
how did that happen? Weird that it louder. Okay, so watch this.
Is it recording?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Okay, on the other side. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Short and sweet, right? Short and sweet.
Or
Did you guys see that? Was that not just awesome? That's you. You tried jumping by yourself. Okay, you're doing it. You're doing it. You jump with others and it's exponential. We're going to do this together. And it's so much fun. This challenge, this process, this journey is fun with others because we're all just walking each other home, my friends. We all came from the same place and we're all going back to the same place. And when you go back to where you came from, I want whoever's there with the clipboard going, oh, okay, Randy, yep, you're meant to be a nurse. Yep, you are a nurse. You're meant to do this, you're meant to have kids, great. And then I want that person with the board looking at your life and going, holy shit, Randy, we didn't see that coming. Wow. You know what I mean? It's like you have this destiny, but you co-created beyond the destiny because you were intentional with your co-creation, right? It's up to you. It's all possible for you. And so with that, Randy, did you want to say anything more before I put on our closing song?
No, I just wanted to say that before I jumped into your energy, I kind of was on the fence and I had one foot in, kind of one foot out. I do all the free talks, but I didn't want to commit to anything. And since my daughter's home from school, since I jumped in and committed, just things are happening so quickly. And it's amazing just having that community and having that accountability as well. It really, I think it really speeds up how quickly you're able to manifest things. Just get in this energy. You won't regret it. Honestly, like every day I wake up and I think, what's going to happen today? This is just so wonderful. And it's all because of, all the work that I've done to myself, for myself to get there.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. You're right. And I'm in this energy as well. And 1111 is nothing. This program is worth way more than 1111. So I want you to leave inspired, motivated, with a belief that anything you want is possible. Absolutely anything you want is possible. I want you to surround yourself with people and energies and environments that amplify that message to you, because it's not from me. It's coming from upper management to you. You needed to hear this. Your heart needed to hear this. Your soul needed this reminder that anything you want is possible. And we are here to be guides with you on that. It's like we're doing the Camino del Santiago together. And if you have questions, again, it's in the chat if you want to meet up with Randy, and I'm going to give you an email. So there's also an email if you wanted to email. The email is simple, actually. It is Illuminous. Let me give you guys the email. If you have questions, Illuminous Academy@gmail.com. And what Randy said is your manifestation is on fire when you join this energy. It's so fast. So with that, I send you off with much love until we see each other again. The words from this song, and this song is so inspirational. I hope that you'll listen to it and embody it. We talk a lot about embodying, and believe that anything that you want is possible. All right.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who was there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold. 'Cause from that rubble, what remains can only be what's true. If all was lost, there's more I gained, 'cause it led me back to you. From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. Tonight, let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on. I drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praise my name. The tolls of someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, a crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, I remember
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday. Till we see each other again.